Hi and welcome to this week's Torah. In this week's Seder Parshas Vayeitzei, we read about Yaakov Avinu, his pursuit for marrying a wife, and how he ends up marrying 4 women. And the first 2 women we talk about are Rachel and Leah, the 2 sisters. And when the Torah describes Rachel and Leah, the 2 sisters, it says the following: Ve'einei Leah rakos. Leah's eyes were soft. Rachel haisa. However, Rachel was Yifas Torah, Yifas Mera, a very beautiful woman. It seems almost strange to look at these 2 things and say, Rachel is beautiful, what about Leah? Leah's got soft eyes. I mean, what do soft eyes have to do with anything? Describe Leah. Say she was beautiful, say she wasn't beautiful, she was pretty, she was clever, something. Say something, but to say that she had soft eyes seems to be a very funny comparison with Rachel, who said is to be beautiful. So Mefarshim explain, the commentators tell us, Leah was not as beautiful as Rachel was. But Leah had another thing that she had going for her, and that's the following. When Rachel and Leah were born, Leah was the older, and Rachel was the younger. And they actually had 2 parallels. You have Esav, and you have Yaakov. And when the cousins found out that there's 2 boys and there's 2 girls, there's Esav and Yaakov, the older and the younger, and there's Rachel and Leah, Leah being the older and Rachel being the younger. So that Leah was meant to marry Esav, and Rachel was meant to marry Yaakov. And Leah said to herself, I'm going to have to get stuck marrying this Rasha, marrying an evil person like Esav. I don't want to marry Esav. And she was constantly davening and constantly crying out to Hashem and saying, please God, make sure that my final husband is not going to be this Rasha, this Esav. Let it be somebody else, but let me not marry Esav. So Rachel had a lot going for her. Rachel, Yaakov fell in love with her as a person who she was and for the beautiful person that she was. But Leah had something else to counteract that beauty of Rachel. And that was Ve'einei Leah rakos. Leah had prayer. Leah prayed to HaKadosh Baruch Hu to say, please don't let me end up with this person. And in the end of the day, the one who married Yaakov first, and the one who gave birth to half of Yaakov's children, was Leah, not Rachel. Because the power of prayer is much stronger than the power of the physical. We sometimes look at the physical and we say, the physical, that's real. That's what we see. That is the things that we look at and we say, this is reality. Prayer is some kind of esoteric thing. Something that from people do, or something that people that have nothing better to do with themselves, or people that are stuck inside a conundrum or a quandary, they pray. But nobody really serious prays. But the truth is, prayer is powerful. Prayer can change the destiny of people, and prayer can change your destiny if you use it correctly. We see from Leah how she used prayer, and how we say that Leah's eyes being rakos, Leah's eyes being soft because she cried so much, and she cried so often in sincere prayer to God, made all the difference, and meant that she ended up being the one that marries Yaakov first, and she ends up the one that lies next to Yaakov, even in the grave, after 120. Let us utilize our prayer. Let us realize how important our prayer is, how much we can do with our prayer. It's not for naught. It's not for nothing. We come together to pray because praying makes a difference, and because God listens to our prayers and gives us our requests. Wishing you all a very good Shabbos.